welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Heather. I am a homeschooling mom to 3 kids, 11, 9, and almost 5. And I am the owner and author behind townsendhouse.com, where we help you to implement systems and strategies in order to calm the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. Today we are going to be talking about outsourcing some of your homeschool. Now, outsourcing is something that we don't necessarily think of when we think of homeschooling. When you think of homeschooling, you think of bringing your child home and teaching them all of the subjects that you want to teach them. That's kind of the general rule of homeschooling. However, there are certain instances where you would want to outsource some of the teaching to somebody else. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I do want to take a minute and thank Teaching Textbooks 3.0 for sponsoring this video. They are an amazing online math curriculum, which you will hear more about in this video. Now, why would you want to outsource some of your homeschool, especially when you think, well, I'm bringing my kids home so that I can be the teacher, so why would I have another teacher come in and teach them? So one of the reasons might be that you are having trouble teaching a particular subject. It might be a subject that you're not really strong in, and you just haven't found the correct resource to use to help your child excel, and that is totally fine. And it could also be that you have just decided that you need a little extra help because you are butting heads with your child on a particular subject. Or it could just be that you are trying to teach all of the things, and at a certain point, your kids stop listening, which, I mean, that's kids in general, right? But it can happen to homeschoolers. It does happen to homeschoolers. It happened to me. I can only teach my child so many things before they just start tuning me out. So the outsourcing that I'm going to be talking about today is with math. And I actually love math. I know that in a lot of homeschool communities, people talk about their struggle with math when they were in school and that they don't want to pass that on to their kids. And so that's a real stress if you don't know a particular subject well. I happen to know math pretty well, and I thought because of that I would easily be able to teach my kids math. I figured if it's something that I really enjoy and I'm quick with, it would be so easy to pass on that joy to my kids. However, that was not the case. It was a little bit more challenging than I expected. My kids are quite good at math, but what I found was that they did not want to listen to me with the process of learning math concepts. Obviously, that is a little challenging when you're trying to teach math. Your kids need to know those things. So I was really excited last year when I found out about Teaching Textbooks 3.0 because they took so much stress out of my homeschool. It was like a breath of fresh air because now I did not have to have those battles, and instead I could spend my time on the things that I was teaching really well to my kids, things like literature and writing and things that we still all enjoy together, and it wasn't as much about just slogging through another lesson. So how is it that you are able to outsource your homeschool? With Teaching Textbooks, it's super easy. The only thing you need is an internet connection because it is all online. Your child logs in under their username, under your parent email, and they go in. There is a little lesson that the teacher teaches the lesson. You go through some practice problems, and then you have 20 to 25 regular problems to go through. And so it completely took the weight off of me. Instead of me having to teach the kids, they had another teacher to teach them the math concepts, to go through and help them with the answers. Now, I am obviously still available if they need help, but they're able to sort of independently work on it without my input at all. The only thing I say is which lesson they are doing and which problems they are doing. Oftentimes, I will say, you only have to do the even problems, or do problems 1 through 10, or I don't necessarily make them do all of the problems unless there's a particularly difficult concept that they're learning and not able to understand right off. But we start, with 10 to 12 problems that they will go through, and everything is self-graded, so I don't even have to check their answers. It just goes into the book and it gives them a grade based on the number of problems that they have done. And if they are getting 100s, then they get to move on to the next lesson. Now, it was so nice to be able to take that one thing off of my plate, and it made our entire homeschool so much easier just by outsourcing that one subject. Now, outsourcing does not mean that you have to send your child to a public school to take a math class. This option, teaching textbooks, allows you to still have your child in the home and learning right alongside you without having to take them someplace else and bring in more teachers into your house, because it's all online based. When you are able to outsource a little bit of the school, it just makes things more peaceful for the rest of your day. And when your kids have a problem, they can still come to you, but it isn't that constant butting of heads, because you can say, well, did you listen to the lecture? Did you listen to the whole thing? Do you need to listen to a specific piece again? I also love that you're able to print out any lessons. So if your child wants to read or follow along, they can. Or if you want to take it with you and go do school elsewhere, you don't have to be doing it online. You can print out the lessons and bring them with you if you're traveling or whatnot. But it just was such a breath of fresh air to be able to move on and know that my kids were getting the study that they needed and the education in a particular subject that they needed, while also taking all of that stress off of me. And outsourcing, while I thought it was going to be really challenging, it wasn't. We went from doing math for a very long period of time. It would take my kids an exceptionally long time to get through their math lessons each day, to maybe 15 minutes of math that they were doing. They were able to quickly go through it, and they were done and could move on to the next thing. They were learning what they needed to do and doing it correctly, and not having the tears or the challenges that we had when we were trying to work on it together. Now, I don't think that outsourcing everything is a great idea, but I definitely think that if you are having challenges with a particular subject like math, that it is more than okay to take that extra help and to have somebody come alongside you, like teaching textbooks, and help you work through what you need to learn, what your child needs to learn, and just giving them that confidence to be able to independently work through it. Now, I wanted to mention that Teaching Textbooks offers an amazing free trial for all of their products. You get the first 15 lessons for free, and there's no number of times that you can use that. You can use it for any of the levels. So if you take the placement test and you're placed in Math 6 and you do the first 15 lessons, but you think, well, maybe they could do Math 7, you can try the first 15 lessons in Math 7 and see if that's where your child should be. And I definitely recommend the placement tests. All of that information I will have linked below so that you can see it. But definitely take them up on that 15 free lessons, because once you go through those lessons and you get a subscription for the service, you are able to jump right into lesson 16. There's no going back and filling out, the first 15 lessons, or trying to figure out how to jump ahead to lesson 16 and having the computer bark at you saying that you're skipping too many things or whatnot. So you can jump right in. It saves your progress. Everything is available on the back end for the teachers, all the grades. The kids can check their own grades in the grade book so they immediately know how they're doing. It gives you the option to give them a second chance if they got the answer incorrect the first time. If they still get it incorrect, you can see, a hint or how to actually solve the problem. It will tell that to you for each problem that they go through, which is great. If there's a particular couple of problems that they're struggling with, and they can go through and see where they are making the mistake. I have done an entire review of teaching textbooks, which I will leave in a link for you below, and I'll also try and put it up in a card so that you can see that if you want to see the complete walkthrough and all of the features that teaching textbooks offers. I want you to feel so confident when you are making the choices that you make for homeschooling, when you're going through that planning process, that you just know that you are making the right choice for your kids. And it's okay if you need to outsource something. It is okay if you need a little extra help with math or any subject. It's okay to reach out and get that help. You want to tailor the education for your individual child, and outsourcing in math is a way that we have made that a little bit easier. We do the best that we can with the tools that we have at our disposal. Teaching textbooks is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of outsourcing a particular subject and in a cost-effective way for your family, while still having the control that you want over your child's home education. Just feel confident in your choices and know that they are the right ones for your family. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you're not already subscribed, so that you have notifications of all of my future videos. Thanks so much. Bye.